Hey splashers, welcome back to the channel Splash of Prudencia. If this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. My name is Prudence, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be teaching you guys how to sew this luxury bubu dress. You can see it's made with Mikado and sequins. So if you're interested in knowing how to achieve this, do well to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and at the end of the video let me know what you think. If you're interested, let's dive in. So to begin, we are going to be making use of Mikado and sequins. For the sequins, you know, we have different grades also for the Mikado. So for this very one, I'm using 3 yards, but from these 3 yards I'm going to be making a little short dress for a little kid. So to begin, we are just going to fold this Mikado into 4. So we are going to fold this. We are like cutting the back and the front together. As you can see, I folded in 2 and I'm folding into another 2. What I'm doing here is just folding what I know would be enough. For example, my sleeve is 22 inches. That's from the middle of the shoulder to my sleeve is 22. So I'm just folding this material in a way that I'll have, let me say, 24, which means I added 2 inches. I'm just doing this just so that I can be able to save my fabric. So after doing this, we'll impute our measurements. My sleeve, like I said, is 22. I just added half an inch because we'll be adding a sequence to fold in there. So my round sleeve, I took the measurements of my client. I'm going to mark my actual round sleeve, adding extra 2 inches allowance for sewing allowance. So what I have at the top there, I'm also going to mark it at the end of that sleeve there and connect with a straight line. Okay, I'm just going to make sure exactly what I have at that shoulder part. Remember, that shoulder part, what we actually measured there was from the middle of our shoulder to where we want the sleeve to end, and under where that sleeve stopped, I marked my bust measurement divided by 4. I came down by 7 by another 7, that's 14 inches, and in that 14 inches I marked my hip measurement divided by 4. Yes, I actually measured the bust separately and I measured the hip separately. I wanted the hip to be a little bigger than the bust, okay, to give one nice shape. So I don't want this armhole to be so sharp, so I gave it a little curve. Okay, so from that hip line, whatever you have after dividing your hip measurement by 4, just make sure to replace the measurement all through to the down of your fabric. So the hip is only bigger than the chest or the bust area, so cut it out. The next we are going to do is our neck. The standard of 3 inches will go in by 3 inches, and for the depth, I measured on my client where I wanted it to stop. It was 7.5, but I marked 7 here so that by the time I sew, I'm going to have 7.5. Is a V-neck, so I just connected. But you know, this normal V-neck is going to look too small. It will not accommodate the head, so I gave it a little like curve. And for the back, I'm cutting both the back neck and the front neck together here. I'm just cutting this a little and notching it. So after cutting both the back neck and the front together, I'm going to remove the one I want to serve as the back. Then leaving this front one, I'm now going to cut this neck I have drafted. Remember, don't forget to cut it together with the back, else you have a V-neck at the front, you have a V-neck at the back also, and we don't want that. So this is what we'll have after cutting out the V-neck line for the front part of this fabric. So I went ahead to press this to give like a crease line at the middle. It's going to be essential when we are adding this sequence here. I folded my sequence in 2. You'll be needing enough of this sequence, let me say 1.5 yards, but it's going to be remaining. Don't say I'm wasting fabric. That upper part doesn't have the full design that the other part of the sequence has. That's why there's a space up there. So from the shoulder there, I measured 16 inches and gave it a point. I want this to end on the half length, and the half length is 16 inches. So the actual shoulder I have is what I measured there. So I'm going to connect from this half length point to the actual shoulder measurement I have. You can see the way I folded it in a V form because we want it to be V. If you take a look at that thumbnail, you will notice it's the first sequence there is in a V form, and if you notice, I didn't remove it. So after that actual shoulder, I just went ahead again by 3.5 to 4 inches. You can use any amount, that's for the next sequence, and I just folded it at that same point so that I can mark it on the sequence itself, and marked another 4 inches or 3.5. just decide, it depends on the size of the person. From this half length part, I came down by 2.5 inches. That's where the next sequence is also going to begin from, which means we are aligning this point to this other point. This curve, now we are going to cut it out. The part we are cutting out, we are just going to like remove it. So I came down by 4.5 to like for the width of the main second layer of this sequence. So I think this can work for most sizes. We'll be cutting out this part, we'll be removing it totally. So we are just making use of this V part and this semicircle part. So I brought my front design and I'm placing the sequence. Now there's something about this sequence that is interesting. You don't have to fold in when you are placing it because it doesn't fray. So you are just going to do lots of pinning. Make sure you pin down every angle. I did lots of pinning. You are just going to top stitch. You are going to be sewing on top. Here I'm just cross checking if the distance I have there is same with the other part. So after pinning this first layer, now we are going to pin the second layer. Do well to take your time, though we are not folding it in, but sequence is kind of difficult to sew on the machine because of the texture. So you want to do lots of pinning and sew round. So we'll do that and we'll be back. So there's no need of like folding it inside. This is what we'll have after sewing. You can see what it looks at the back. You can see how neat the sewing is. I also top stitched the neck area and I made this different facing. We'll place it right sides facing each other and sew on the wrong side here using half an inch and turn it over. So this is what we'll have after sewing the neckline. I'm just going to trim off the excesses. Make sure to notch the necessary part, especially that deep V part. We're going to turn this over and give it a good press. You can seal with your hemming gum, but make sure you join the back before sealing it so that you can be able to achieve a neat sewing. And as you can see, I also turned the back neckline. So this is what we'll have after giving this a good press. And remember, we already did a facing for the back also. So we are going to place the front and the back right sides facing each other. Just place it this way, make sure it aligns well, and you flip the facing to the back, sew with half an inch. You do that for the other part too. Place them together right sides facing each other, flip the facing to the back and sew. And by the time you turn it over, you notice that both the inner part and the outer parts are neat. So this is what we'll have after joining the shoulders. You can see what it looks like in the inside. So we are going to seal this up with our hemming gum now that we've joined the shoulders together. And this is what I have after sealing it with the hemming gum. We are going to add this sequence to the sleeve. I just cut out a strap. It's 2.5 inches height. So we are going to be sewing this wrong side facing right side. You can see the way I'm placing it. The right side of the sequence is facing the wrong side. So when we sew with half an inch, we turn it over and top stitch at the front. So this is what we'll have. This is just you piping the sleeve. So you can see how nice it looks. We are just going to fold this equally and then join the sides. For me, whilst cutting, I added 2 inches sewing allowance, but I just discovered it's not as big as I would want it to be. So I just sew with 1 inch, and then don't sew to the end because you want the person to be able to walk freely. So you're going to leave that side as an opening. After joining the side, this is what I have. So that's basically all you need to know about sewing this dress. So if you want to know how I made this ashoke cap, you want to send a DM to me on Facebook or Instagram, because I have an online class where I will teach you how to make several headwears. Also, if you enjoyed this video, do well to hit the subscribe button and let me know what you think in the comment section. Until next time, keep splashing, guys.